So as you know, the name of this project is Raging Waters, and really just talks about how you can't really predict what water's going to do. You know, you can either be in really aggressive water, or you can be in very calm, serene water. And I mean, I think it really describes my life and where everything has been at. Just fast forward to where we're at right now. Like, I'm in this place of my own. Got the luxury of bringing folks through in terms of musicians, and even to have you come through, bro, it's like, it's a blessing. The concept that I got in mind is a song called Skip a Rock. Basically, you know when you skip a rock on the water and you're supposed to make a wish, right? Based upon how many times you can make the rock skip, you make a wish based upon that. I had a concept that was like, us as artists and producers, we're all skipping a rock hoping that our dreams come true. You know, we're taking chances with what we do. We're working with certain people and going certain places hoping that it can bring us what we want. But, you know, there's no guarantees. So I tell a story of, you know, literally looking for my dreams. Like it's a woman, and talking about how, you know, I've been chasing her and chasing her and chasing her, and she was telling me, like, you weren't ready for me to be your life. And now that I'm in the place that I'm at, like, she's finally ready. I know that's like some really crazy shit, but I had this vision, and I think it's something that you can put together. So yeah, I think we just get started on it.
Every night I've been thinking about you. Heaven knows I'm not a king without you. When I roamed through the woods, it was all to the good. I was home in the woods with a fishing rod. For a moment I stood up stiffer than a shish kebab. When I looked at my feet, I couldn't believe this had to be a sign from God. I was walking and floating right on top of the ocean. That whole night was slow motion. I was so low down by emotion. I think I saw your reflection, clear as self-reflection. Now you're here, share your blessing. You told me I'm not ready, do me better. I was willing, I probably would've let your neck.
I don't know, man. You think we should do something different for that breakdown? I think we should do something different for that breakdown.
You was doing some of that EDM trap. The EDM trap, you was, I mean...
You think we should add that?
Would that be crazy to add? Would I be a lunatic for adding that? Is that gonna blend with it?
I think we should just...
I'm not doubting you, mind you. I'm not doubting you.
I think we should just go with it. I think it's gonna feel right.
Just run it?
It's gonna feel right. I
think it's right. Skip a rock is literally going after your dreams, and you don't know what's coming up next. Woo! Usually you know you got that shit. You know you got that when it's jaw dropping the people in your room, and then like a girl walk in the room and be like, oh, what is you working on in there? Or you get that text message like, that shit's fire.
Man.
So yeah, I think we got some
That's gonna be the sign right there.
Yeah.
And welcome back to the Only Hip Hop Show with the Only Hip Hop Squad.
Squad.
What's good, squad?
mean, as you guys already saw and is alluded to, we got our next guest in the building. I mean, the video pretty much already speaks for itself.
Self-explanatory.
But nevertheless,
Keeping
we
that
got the
king
one and
thing.
only. Yeah, we got to keep the king thing rolling for the day. But nevertheless, we got Carson's own Curtis King.
Curtis King. Welcome to the
Welcome.
squad.
Squad.
You doing? Good.
What's good, brother?
Good, bro.
I'm good. How y'all doing?
I'm grateful,
great.
man. You've been sticking with us the whole show, man. How you feel? How the vibe feeling, man?
I'm good.
We good?
That's light work to wait.
How you feel about King Marie, man?
Dope.
She's
Really
pretty
dope.
dope.
Really dope. It's dope when you're able to hear the sounds from artists. I think I've heard of her many times before, but when you're able to like see that exactly with the individual and just see how everything matches up, that's dope.
personality
So
and
she's very
everything.
talented.
Man, thank you for sticking around with us, man. And I want to get right into it.
Raging
Okay.
Waters, man.
Hey,
Hey.
What
Shouts
is
out,
going
man. That artwork
Man.
is amazing, though.
Thank
my
you.
dude. Like,
thank you.
I felt
That's a
inspired
photo,
looking at it.
That's definitely the goal. Somebody's the last project I did was called Aticophobia, and it had people. I think that's just a reoccurring thing. Is like very inspirational. You know, album covers. People sometimes think I'm a Christian rapper because they look at it and be like, "Oh, there's a lot of inspiration going on."
Right.
And not to say there's something wrong with that, because I got a bunch of homies that Christian rappers. But I think that's very important when it comes to the way we look at music. We can look at an album cover and just instantly be rewound back to that time we first heard it. Some people look at like the Doggy Style album by Snoop and just instantly start having memories of
Thinking about the
house parties or whatever the case may be. Like, that's important to me. Like, album cover still means something. Physical copy still means something to me. All of that stuff. That's important when it comes to our memories with music.
Good point.
That's crazy how he just said that though.
It really is.
Talked about that today.
No.
Like album colors, they do mean a lot.
for sure.
Yeah, that's why I get so mad sometimes when I see some of these album covers and I'm like,
Did you get that from
like
Google?
it'll low key be a Google image, and I mean even that's kind of a testament to the time too. The fact that everything is so driven by the internet and social media, it's still a sign of the time. Like, that's just how things are right now. So
agree.
somebody pulling up a Google image, I'm very different when it comes to I do things probably in a very old school way, according to my peers. But music does something for me. The music that did something for me all had that in common. You know what I mean? The album cover was everything. If that album cover wasn't on point, it was almost like, how can I trust the music?
Right.
Exactly.
Sure.
So
That's definitely the vibe I personally got from looking at the album cover. I felt like it was going to be a project that I was going to be able to trust and spend my, whether it was going to be 30 minutes or,
I hear you, DJ.
50 to whatever it was going to be. I felt comfortable listening to that. And I
appreciate it.
definitely enjoyed just the intro, the water, Stevie Wonder sample. That was
yeah, because you look at certain album covers and see the font and know it's about
Exactly.
to be
Right.
some stuff. Like, you gotta be like, oh Lord,
Oh no.
what am I about to listen to? I can tell by this Time New Roman that you chose. I can't really rock with that.
Something wrong. So I mean, so what drives you exactly when you do make your music? What's your major drive?
If you look, like, even in that behind the scenes video, I have pictures of my family right in front of me. I have pictures of people that I work with that I still consider family too, extended family. Knowing how far that I've come, and knowing how many people have sacrificed, whether it's my mom's or all of the things that they've sacrificed, so that I would be able to one day live out my dreams. I have no excuse. What am I complaining about? Nothing I can complain about could compare to, I remember being, growing up and seeing moms like hit the coin star so that we could all eat. Like, no, there's nothing I can complain about. I'm literally driven by wanting to see my family in a better situation, and then also too, because I love music so much and it's such a very personal relationship, I got some things that I want to say too. I want to leave my stamp on music and make sure that it's an impact that won't be forgotten.
With a good message behind it.
Yeah, I mean, even more so than a good message, a real message, because everything that I've done in life has not always been good. I've never done, I haven't done anything crazy. Like, I never, ain't no records on me, nothing like that. But at the same time, it's just real. And today you may tell a story about somebody that you don't get along with, and the story may change when y'all get along again. You know what I mean? So this life is the same way when I approach music, is that, you know, I may talk about, you know, an ex or a situation that happened, and today I'm feeling a certain way about it, but you know, maturity happens and I'm like, I understand you a little bit better, so I got to approach it differently. So yeah, but the majority is definitely from a positive place.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good place to take it from. So you mentioned an ex. So is there still an ex, or are you taking names?
Oh no. But you know what? Like, this is the, you know, I feel like exes, you know, have their different roles. Like, some exes are, this is gonna sound very terrible and very probably chauvinist, but some exes are here, and this is for men and women, are meant to be here to sharpen your pencils.
Oh, well, that's true.
Like, literally are here to, you're like, okay, I had this dull #1 pencil when I really should have had this dull #2 pencils, and this is for everybody, you know what I mean? So I look at them all as literally, you know, we were probably steps for each other, and you know, pedestals to get to where we're at now. Like, I'm engaged now, so I'm 100% happy where I'm at now, but it's it has been a journey. I will say it has been a journey.
About marriage in here.
Yeah, it has been a journey though.
That's real cool, especially because, you know what, and I agree with that. I feel like everybody that comes in your life is in there for a reason, and you should never get involved with somebody for a long time, or even if it's just a few months and you don't take nothing from it. You know
Right.
I mean?
Every situation, even people that you don't get along with,
Yeah,
like this,
some
you
comes
know,
from that situation. You just got to figure out what you're supposed to take.
like my homegirl Brooke say, at the end of the day, human beings will be human beings. Like, you know, you could
Married or not married.
You could beat it into them. You could argue with them. You could yell at them. You could do whatever. But at the end of the day, even that reaction is going to be human. So, yeah, everybody comes in and makes an exit for a reason.
Wisdom today, man.
Because you know what, that just reminds me of, I was talking to, actually I learned this actually a long time ago, and they were saying how everybody in your life that comes, everybody's not supposed to be a root.
Right.
Rooted into your life. Some people are just leaves that wither away by the season.
Right.
Some people you're not supposed to have in your life forever, and you just have to learn how to let them go.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and not to even get like too spiritual about it, but I do believe in energies, and I think that, you know, we are kind of we're magnets of the things that either we're trying to grow away from, or magnets of the things of just who we are. Yeah. So I think that, you know, certain individuals that come, like I had a long stretch where I was dating and I could not get away from, for lack of a better term, crazies. And I was like, Lord, what's wrong with the women out here? And I'm like, nah, I can't. Somebody made a good point. I was like, I can't say that.
Right.
What's wrong with my decision making that's making me say, you know what? I'm not gonna go out with you because you born, but I'm gonna go out with you because you kind of crazy. Like, it's something wrong with my decision making at that point in time. So, but no, you know, it's I do believe in being around the right energy, because, you know, it's no different than like some of our devices. Some devices, you know, in our lives give us energy, and some of them drain energy. It's like an outlet. So I think people are the same way. Some people are just they're naturally draining energies. I try to stay away from those.
Can I ask you? I just want to ask one more question. Because I know it's like 1,500 people here. So, okay, so have you ever met an artist that you used to listen to their music,
right?
But once you met them and you realized their energy and their spirit that's connected to them, did it kind of make you? Have you ever met someone where it made you stop listening to their music?
Oh hell yeah! I'm not gonna out nobody, but
you don't gotta drop no names.
Yeah, that's happened. That's the one thing about, like, I try to tell young artists, you know, if you have a hero in this music, you probably don't want to meet them. Not even to be like super like, but literally, if you want to keep somebody on the pedestal, then stay away from them, because they'll never be able to live up to what your expectation is. But I've met a few that I was just like, really? Dang, like in my mind you was like that, cool. And then you meet them and it's like, what? Yeah, that's, you know, but it's you know, that's,
you know what I mean? I feel that's possible, because whatever people's music that they put out is kind of connected to what they do.
Well, you know, my worst thing is this: when I meet an artist, or not even meet an artist, when I come across music that I feel like is connecting with me on such an intellectual level or such a spiritual level, and then I meet them and it's just like talking to a brick wall. It's like they can't even explain the art that they're putting forward to you. Like that's why, like, you know, my boy Ab-Soul, that's why I always respect him, is because one, he never changes. Since I first met him when he came over my grandmother's patio when I was living in Carson. He's the same dude, and he's literally seen the world a few times, and, you know, has his multitude of fans, but he's the same dude. And I remember 2 years before he released, what project was that?
Control System.
Control System, yes sir. Before he released Control, that's crazy that you even knew that. Literally took it out of my head. He took it out of my head. We had a conversation. I picked him up from Carson years ago to do a show out here, or not out here, but where I'm at now, Inland Empire, and we had this long conversation about pineal glands and DMT. And I remember thinking, like, I don't know what he's talking about. Like, I was trying to understand it, but he was like, yo, this information I'm getting is crazy, and watch, you'll understand it. 2 years later, the song Pineal Gland comes out, and I'm seeing him rock this over, you know, 700, 800 people going crazy.
Wow.
Kids talking about pineal gland. So, like, it's crazy when you meet people who are actually about that. It's even more, like, disappointing when you meet them, and it's like, yo, there's nothing up there.
That's crazy, because the pineal gland stuff is really, like, it's intense. There's a lot of stuff going on with it, and there's a lot of theories too. So when you meet somebody who's repping that, you expect them to really back it up with knowledge, you know, intuition, you know, all of those kind of deep qualities that you kind of take out of that song, because that's a deep song.
Oh, people don't understand the layers to that song. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna be that, be that. Like, when you turn the microphones off, I'm still Curtis King. Like, that's who I am. I can't turn that off. As personable as the music is how personal I am at the merch booth. Even to like my you know, as a negative sometimes, because it'll be a long line of merch. People waiting at the merch booth, and I want to have that conversation with a fan, and I want to, like, have an in-depth conversation. You can't do that with, you know, 15, 20 people standing in front of you. But just be that, be you. Don't turn that off. This shouldn't be, you know, a switch that you turn on and say, I got to get in rapper mode right now and do that. I think that's very important for me. Like, authenticity. The music I grew up on, all the West Coast music I grew up on, was super about authenticity, even to a detriment.
Speaking of that, man, and going a little bit earlier from what you said about your decision making,
right?
Tying that into the video, it looks like you have full, complete, hands-on, damn near everything you did in that video.
Right.
So I want to know, is that across the board? Is that how you
across
work?
The board.
That's how
across
it is.
The board.
It's so easy. I can see it.
You gotta understand, for me, the majority of my life has been in apartment buildings, and it's been trying to make music in apartment buildings. Anybody who in this generation has made music in apartment buildings and tried to, you know, be DIY about it, you know about neighbors complaining, you know about brooms hitting the, you know, your floor because that's somebody else's ceiling, you know, and it's really hard to create in that space and, you know, fully be who you are when you can't even speak at a certain level, or you can't have your music at a certain volume. And hip hop is all about hitting the reds and the volume. Like, we want loud, we want the bass to, we want to feel. There's a reason why rappers say I wasn't feeling that beat. Mm-hmm. We literally have a physical connection to the music that we're doing. So fast forward to now, like, my life has completely changed to where, you know, I'm able to be in a home and you know, with my family, and I'm able to be in the red, and my neighbors, you know, they don't ever complain. It's too far away from them, so now I can do things like bring a saxophone player through, bring a trumpet player through. You can't do that in an apartment. And like I said, the majority of my career has not had the luxury of doing that, and there's so many ideas I've been trying to get off. But Raging Waters was really the first opportunity I had to get so many of these ideas off, and it was almost like walking around your whole life with blue balls and being able to finally get one off. Yeah, that's literally what this was. It was like, oh no, we got to do this. We got to do this. I got this idea, and if it don't work, so what? Let's just at least try it.
Who shot that cover for you?
My boy Poetic Sky. He's actually in Korea right now. So very, very dope. He was very important too to the overall aesthetic. I don't know if you saw the album trailer.
I did.
Album trailer. I'm walking on the water and then walk up to the rocks. Like, we literally sat there and spoke about the vision of this project. He heard it and he was like, man, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I feel like, because I gave him rough drafts of the whole album, and he was like, bro, I feel like somebody gave me, you know, rough drafts to like a Kanye West album, like to a Graduation or a Twisted Dark Fantasy.
Wow.
And he told me that, and it blew me away, because what I didn't realize was in the midst of me just literally just trying to make the music that was in my mind and just be completely free, I ended up pulling from one of my biggest inspirations in that. Because you listen to Kanye music and you don't never like, you know that there's probably been 14 musicians that just touched this one interlude, you know what I mean? And it's crazy because my manager calls it opulent music, and I was able to really like take it there for here. Everything was about opulence. Like I'm a producer. People know me as a producer, but I don't have to touch every key. If I have somebody that can play better keys than me, bring them in here. There's no ego involved. We need to get to the best music possible.
That product.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's not about what I'm using. It's not about, you know, what I'm not using or where I'm at. It's what it's gonna come down to is that product. And when they listen to that music, if it don't make them feel a certain way, same way with the cover. We can do all that effort into the music, and they see that cover and they like, this look whack. I have no, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? At that point, I'm at a disadvantage. So all of these things are so important to me.
Yeah. I mean, if you can go back, well, based upon where you've been able to come thus far in your career, I believe you started back roughly 2002. If you can just go back to young Curtis and just give him a couple of words of wisdom as far as, you know, how much care he had to take in making sure his work was sonically on point, the presentation, the packaging, etc.
Well, I tell you this, in the beginning, there wasn't a lot of help around, because the culture of our culture sometimes is, you know, every man for himself, especially in the beginning. Like, folks are like, I'm out here trying to get mine. Rightfully so. I was always the type that where it was like, if I know something, I'll share that with you. You know something, I'm all about community, and that, and you find that in other aspects of our culture. Like, you'll find different places where people are really about that community. The South, they're really about that community within hip hop. Up in the Bay, they're really about that community of music. So at that time, that wasn't the situation. So literally, I was like, look, if I want an album cover, I can either wait till I find a graphic artist or jump on this MS Paint and make me a cover. I don't care how it's gonna look bad, I know this, but how can I duplicate the stuff that I came up on and like try to imitate it so much to a T? I'm gonna fail. If I know I'm gonna fail, there's no pressure, you know. So now I can literally just go in there and, you know, at least fail with style. And the more times you fail with style, the more times you fail with style, I'm telling you, that's what's gonna get you closer. Like, the only difference between a thousandaire and a billionaire is a billionaire's failed more. That's the only difference.
True story.
They've had more opportunities to get back up off of their feet, and okay, that money didn't flip, let's do this again. So it's the same thing, is that I just had to fail with style. That's for any young artist. Like, you have to literally get out there and fail with style and not be worried about, oh, my first album gotta be this, it's gotta come out the gate, it's gotta be like so and so. Nope. You literally are writing your own Wikipedia page. You cannot look at somebody else's and try to be like, okay, well, by 17 I gotta do this, by 19 T.I. had this, and no, you can't do it like that, because you're gonna be like the majority of a lot of artists who are chasing a fairy tale and even chasing a blueprint that's not theirs.
That's not theirs.
You can't. That's my thing too. About like, that's the thing about our culture too, is that a lot of times with hip hop, it's especially nowadays, it's seen like, you know, you gotta kind of have to piggyback off of what somebody else is doing. But when the blueprint is out there, you got to ball that up, learn something from it, but you got to ball it up and throw it away. That's done.
Get a whole new sheet of paper.
Whole nother sheet of paper.
New office, everything.
I mean, you can respect it. You can, you know,
remember it as much.
Remember it. You know what I mean? Say that's crazy. He pulled that off. But trying to run that same move, like, you're forever gonna be behind. And I can't front like I wasn't behind it. Sometimes I was behind, because I thought that I saw my other peers doing it. And who am I to come into this game that's relatively new to me at that time? Oh, like you said, 02. Who am I to just think I can just change everything at that point in time? But that moment came years and years later, where I saw, you know, the more I start doing things that are just me and my personality, no matter how unconventional, I'm finding success in that, because I stand out. Things stand out, you know. So it's very important.
Real quick, B-Mac actually introduced me to your music a long time ago.
Word.
and ever since I've been following you, I can qualify you as a fresh guy. You feel me? Okay. So I'm gonna name some things.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask you for your favorite thing.
Okay.
But I'm gonna judge you off your answer. All right.
That's fine.
So we got the Outkast line. We got the Vocal. You feel me? We got the Sean Johns. We got the Rockaware. I need your favorite back in that 2002 days. That fresh hip hop line that you had on, and I'm judging you completely off of your answer.
Sean John.
Sean John. Okay.
Sean
so you
John.
fresh. You fresh then. You got it.
Yeah. Sean John was like he was. I felt like Sean John was ahead of the curve in a lot of ways. I remember he was like one of the first lines, like hip hop lines that were doing the turtlenecks and the Timbs.
Had it.
You know what I mean? And you saw the whole velour suit and all that. Like, yeah, like I remember looking at the magazines like I can't afford this, but I'm gonna shoot. I was convinced that 20 years later I'll get a turtleneck, but I don't think I'm gonna be doing that, no time soon. But that, shout out to Sean John. Yeah, I mean, Outkast is my favorite group, but I just think that it was, that wasn't my thing.
That was my first put on. I think I got like packages of Vocal and Outkast for Christmas with my little i50 phone, the chirp. Yeah, man.
And the Vocal, you know why? And it's gonna sound silly. The one reason why I never wore Vocal was because of a line by Ali.
The FUBU, the Platinum FUBU.
Nah. Vocal,
you said the line?
A rap line by Ali from Saint Lunatics. He said, lime green headband, matching leather pants, Vocal t-shirt, and some sparkling wristbands. This man, he keeps it real sweet.
Not the
quote me on that one.
He was blinging,
and I understood it was a different time. I understood it was a different time, but and I heard that I was like, I can't do the Vocal.
I thought you said the Muhammad Ali line.
Oh, no, that was fire.
That was fire. That was stupid fire.
That was fire. That Platinum FUBU, the Fat Albert, yeah. My grandma got that from the Navy. My grandma got that from the Navy base for super discount. I thought I was on.
I gotta level with you real quick, Curtis. One of my pet peeves when I go do my homework on the artists is going to like their Instagrams or their Twitters,
right?
And seeing like a YouTube link or a SoundCloud link. So I was very, very, very appreciative and grateful that you had a real platform for us to go to. And so can you just really quickly just speak on just the importance of ownership? Because last time I checked, I don't think YouTube or SoundCloud be sending these artists checks, but like they be sending their traffic.
YouTube definitely. Yeah, I've seen some YouTube checks.
I haven't met one.
Yeah. I'm definitely.
It just talks about the importance of sending your traffic. That you working hard for, that you putting dollars into marketing to your platform, things that you own.
I learned a lesson from MySpace.com. Okay, the lesson that I learned, I spent so many hours learning HTML, so many hours fixing my page, so many hours trying to figure out my proper top 8, and then MySpace went down the drain. Social media ain't nothing promised.
Pages was popping.
They had remember the Matrix numbers they used to come down
in
off
the backdrop.
Yeah, like it
had the song on there.
Some of the pages are crashed because they got too much going on. Yeah, like I was fully with it. Like I was one of the first ones on there with the moving picture, the GIF image. Like back when I was like people thought it was a GIF. They didn't know it was a GIF.
Right.
But I was on it, and what happened was I saw like I literally had bought a MySpace auto commenter where basically I would put one comment and it would basically go past all the captcha. I was like really on it. Marketing is that's one thing too a lot of people don't know is that I went to Orange Coast College back when I lived in Carson, and I got my marketing certificate because I knew that I just couldn't do this on my own without some knowledge of how to conduct my business.
Right, the word,
but ownership, you're right. Ownership was something that I learned in that too, is that we don't have control over what these trendy sites are going to be. We don't have any control over what it's going to be. Now people laugh about a MySpace page, and years ago it was like, yo, if you don't have a MySpace page,
we're laughing at you.
We're laughing at you. So, I learned a lesson from there that was like, I can't rely on these websites. They're great platforms, and you definitely want to use them right, but CurtisKing.com is more important than anything else. And if I don't put all of the stuff that I'm talking about, if I don't put that on CurtisKing.com, I'm messing up. Any artist is messing up. You gotta have, even if it's just literally your Tumblr page and you turn it into your official, your official, you gotta do it, because what happened when Facebook goes down? what happens, and it always happens. Twitter goes down. You remember the whale used to come up when it was over capacity on Twitter? You gonna run your whole business off of that model? You setting yourself up for failure. But I learned that from MySpace, so I thank Tom for that.
You know how you go to church? You know how you go to church and the preacher just going ham and you feel like he talking directly to you?
Right.
That's how I feel like you talking to me, man. So I just want to appreciate you for all the gems that you spilled here, man.
Absolutely.
The only hip hop show and the only hip hop squad. We do need your social information, not the SSN, just the Twitter. You feel me? And the Instagram. We definitely got the site, but definitely shout that out again where we can get the album. Pretty please, man.
You can get the album at Curtis King with 2 S's, curtisking.com. Artists that need beats, curtiskingbeats.com. My social network that's something else too. I make sure that's all consistent. It's all at Curtis King.
2 S's, right?
2 S's, CurtisKing. Same thing on Instagram, Twitter, all of those outlets. So not really hard to find, and you can run the Google search and many things pop up on
and you said you about community. I can get at you about that marketing, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Just want to check in.
Quick question too, Curtis, from the album cover. How many photos did you guys have to process of elimination out to get to that one?
Good question. I want to say we took just 30 photos not knowing what the cover was going to be. So we took 30 photos, and actually was crazy, and I don't think I've told anybody that publicly yet, but the album trailer, did you have a chance to check that out?
I saw it.
The video?
Yeah, I saw it.
That was shot on the iPhone.
Really?
Commercial.
Yeah. So like all of this stuff was you know, he has the guy, Poetic Sky, that I work with has some magic. He did some magic, but we took about 30 flicks, and it was literally I wanted everything to be so cohesive to where, remember that Jay-Z commercial where he was acting out every album cover he ever did, like a Rhapsody commercial,
and it flowed perfectly.
That commercial gave me goosebumps because I remember watching it and it was like, that's what it looks like in motion. So I was like, I want to do that same thing with Raging Waters. I want you to be able to see Raging Waters in motion, and you see like me, this trailer of me walking on these rocks on this beach, and then all of a sudden you start seeing a countdown of every picture that led to the album cover. And then all of a sudden you see the album cover and it's this same cohesive thing. I think that kind of stuff sticks with people's memories even more.
Shows the journey.
Becomes like an experience of that era of that artist.
I mean, you kind of already, this is a part of your cloth, but it's very 90s terrific to me. And that, you know, that's, to me,
with
those
the
things that I remember from the 90s, you know, always being able to look at those album covers and just be like, damn, you know, I remember probably like every other kid, like, wanting to look in the book, to read to find out if it had the lyrics in there.
Oh man,
look at the credits.
I used to be so mad as a kid when the lyrics wasn't already in there. And even speaking of that nostalgia, that's why it was, even with this album. I mean, most people, if you've known anything about Curtis King before, you know that I got like songs where I'm calling myself Baby Sinbad, or I got songs that are super references to 90s, you know, imagery or whatnot. But this was the first time where I had the opportunity to show people my strength as an artist. And even I did a cover of Domino's song Ghetto Jam as an outro. Like that, those moments for me are the most important, because, you know, people know me as Silly Curtis. They know me as, you know, the nostalgiaholic, but those moments are like, you get to really, really, really understand who I am and what I'm influenced by.
Yeah, man. You took me here today with the Game Boys. I was just like, I remember.
Yeah.
Then when Game Boy Color came out, it was just like
Game Boy Color.
Oh,
damn.
I still got them.
I'm not even gonna lie. I missed the Game Boy Color wave because I didn't want to let go. I was like that dude with the 8 tracks that it was like, this CD stuff ain't gonna last.
That'd be a hell of a Christmas present for a father.
Or these tape decks ain't gonna last.
Yeah.
So
They gonna look at you like you crazy in 2015. They're not gonna even want
Not a 5-year-old. He'll be like, what is this super tight shit I ain't never seen?
Yeah, no, low key.
5-year-old, I could get,
You gotta give him one game. You gotta give him one game. it might be like for the Game Boy Color, it might be Wario or something. And they
Tetris.
yeah, like it's kind of crazy because you know what's crazy? The phone apps now are just more colorful 2D stuff. It's the same format,
thing.
same 8-bit, but now it's just on the phone.
Yeah, you can play video games now on your laptops now, and it's called emulators. Like,
yeah, I done did the emulators too, but it's
I got some.
Yeah, kids are very funny because the same stuff that used to be intriguing to us, and we'd be like, I can probably beat that. and then you trying to do like you trying to play Mario, and you jumping over stuff, and it's like, okay, maybe I can't beat that.
Right.
Yeah, it's the same stuff.
Let me ask you. I'm sorry. So, speaking of kids, so what is the number one thing you would inspire them? Like, what exactly would you say to make sure that they stay inspired?
The same thing I wish somebody would have told me as a kid, because as a kid I was the opposite of what I am now. Like I literally was a quiet recluse. All I wanted to do was draw and only talk to my friends. You know what I mean? In class, I wasn't no class clown. I didn't want to talk. I hated public speaking. I hated talking in front of people. And you know, I would tell kids that what they're going through at that point in time, even though it may seem like it's the world. That's why like I get so passionate when I see these stories. Like I saw a story of a girl who, you know, I forget exactly what she did, but her dad embarrassed her on camera, and then she went and committed suicide. Like those kind of thoughts, it's crazy for people to hear that those thoughts go through a kid's head, but you'd be surprised. And and to me that's why it's so important that I continue to speak to, you know, the insecurities of a human being, because there's kids that are listening and they hear that and they want to know, well, is this gonna be the rest of my life? Am I gonna forever be a recluse? Am I gonna forever be, you know, non-social? I think it's important that they see my story and say like, man, he used to be the quiet kid like me, and look what he's doing with his career. He's working with all of these people, you know what I mean? The who's who, the Kendricks and the Absols and the E40s, and that was not possible for the same kid that was sitting in his room doodling and, you know, watching X-Men and playing Mario or whatever. Like there was watching Doug. That was not that kid. That kid was not supposed to be doing what I'm doing right now. So I definitely want to be an example for them.
I remember I used to watch Doug too. Doug, man. Doug funny.
Skeeter, man. Skeeter. That was his black homie, but he never wanted to admit it. They just made him purple. So disrespectful.
Exactly.
So disrespectful.
Nigga, we didn't have a good show, man.
All the good shows.
I'm feeling this.
I watch these cartoons now and be like,
what is this?
Why is this not rated R?
An Asian cartoon and
SpongeBob,
the dog was
Family
the pet
Guy.
of the little boy. No, the boy was the pet of the dog. I was like, okay.
Yeah, and all of that. And then them shows where the kids are smarter than the parents, I can't rock with those.
Right.
Because they got these kids thinking like, oh, you gonna, I'm about to, like, come on.
That's an adult cartoon still.
Yeah, but
before we head
some
out,
of these Disney shows, they be doing the same thing.
If everybody can, please, if you have, what is it, Time Warner, DirecTV, just DVR Black Jesus, please, and just watch it. But you have to watch at least 2 episodes to really get it. It may be, Kat, just watch it. It's really funny.
Oh, speaking of that show, Smith Johnson was on Stay Ready Radio last week.
That show is hilarious. It's very, there's an underlining message, but Jesus is definitely walking around smoking weed. So you have to be open-minded. You have to be open-minded, but it's definitely worth your time. Like I'm hoping today's show was. I'm hoping y'all had such a good time checking out King Marie, Curtis King, the Squad. What's up, LP? What's good? Get us out of here, baby.
I mean, can I get my questions off before? I didn't even say nothing. I was just messing with y'all. But Curtis, as I look at this cover right here, I see you had Party for Two. You have my boy Eric Tucker, Smoke. He was actually from a group from Dallas Mavis with my cousins Sean Delatello and JB. Though I consider he called those my cousins.
Small world, yeah. Eric Tucker's a beast.
You see,
I mean, because I grew up with them, like not grew up with them, but I listened to their music and all that. Because when they come from Just Us to Dallas Mavis,
right,
and they always perform at the Howl in the Moon at Universal Studios.
Okay,
so dope, So tell me about Eric Tucker. How you guys came about it?
Eric Tucker has been one of those dudes where, you know, you're an artist and you do shows and you go to these shows and you see artists and every time they kill it and you're like, I gotta work. I know I'm gonna work with them. I don't know when, Right. And then one day, literally, like, we had been talking about working, and I just hit him up on Facebook Messenger. Bro, what you up to today? What do you, he said, I just happened, because I know he lives out in LA. He was like, I just so happened to be in IE for a rehearsal. I was like, you down to come through and work on this record? Because I have a record I think will be perfect. I was up here trying to sing the hook. I had an idea for a song called Party of Two, which literally was for any of my fans who feel like I'm sleeped on. I try to tell them that it's not about, like Jay-Z said, less is more. Like, it's not about everybody. It's literally about the party of me and them and them headphones. It's about us. That's all it's about. All of these other people who are sleeping, let them sleep. It's got nothing to do with, like, don't worry about them. They gonna come around or they not gonna come around. They made a decision. So I was up here singing the hook. I came up with the hook in the shower. I came up with the hook, and it was not sounding the way that he was gonna sing that hook. Right. And he just took it to a whole nother level. One thing that Absol always say on records that I'm a part of is Heaven Ain't Far. So I had him sing that part too, and just as an ode to the fans that support and let them know that I'm not worried. Things are gonna be where they're supposed to be. My career's in good hands, and slowly but surely people will start understanding and realize we're not gonna force them to realize.
Right. They'll wake up.
Shouts out Smokey Tucker. I actually went to college with that dude. I remember
right? Because everybody was there. Yeah.
Beginnings. Those guys was dedicated from day one, and I can definitely attest to their hustle. Like, they definitely made it happen. Big shouts out to those dudes.
All right. So we're gonna end the show. Before I want to end the show, I just wanted to shout out to King Marie and then Curtis King coming through on the show. Want to shout out to supporters that came on, that listened to the show or watched the show. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the callers, and shout out to DJ I for returning to the pop show.
DJ I,
what's good, Mike?
Man, I'm just listening to you guys. I love listening to this guy right here too. I mean, killing it.
He got wisdom.
Yeah, he really does. I was really just enjoying it. Normally I chime in a lot more, but I mean, when I'm in the zone just listening, I mean, it was awesome, man.
Thank you.
Lots of knowledge.
And plus, he has a lot of like huge names in his background, like Murs, especially The Strangers. I watched the whole video of The Strangers with Tech Nine on the hook. That was dope.
Right. That was actually another record. That was another record for what's the name of that record? That was his first record that he released with him in the trailer. That wasn't The Strangers, but that was what's the name of that? No. That's a Tech Nine record. It's escaping me, but that was like his first introduction to be a part of strange music. But Murs is so
hard with Tech Nine.
Hard. That's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah.
That was dope. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Murs.
And then Tree of Life with
Absol.
You ever hear that song "Slob My Knob" by Murs? You ever hear that song?
Pause.
When I was a little kid, when I was like 16, me and my friends used to just listen to that all the time and just laugh.
Murs, you know what? And that's an example. Murs is an example of somebody that when he gets off of the microphone, he don't. There's no rapper mode.
Yeah.
Murs is like on 10 all the time, but a very calm 10.
A calm 10.
He turned, but he's like a very calm turn, like 94.7 a wave turn.
That's a nice
Hey, I'll make sure I go check out that Kings and Queens documentary as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
That was a masterpiece right there. I'm gonna go watch it again when I get back to the crib.
Thank you, man. It's a bit dated, and I got to update some things, but that's definitely
still
a good
content though. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the good things about working with good people. You know, it makes it timeless.
It does.
To where it feels like it was just yesterday.
Especially when I don't have to do all the editing finally. So I'm always welcome into that.
That's dope. Yeah, so go ahead and cop the Raging Waters and Ode to the West Coast. And also, a lot of people were asking me about what was going on with the reconstruction of Laron Pierce. It's just a new me, man. I mean, it's just something that I'm working on. Of course, the squad will be involved in this project.
Squad.
So, speaking of that, before I'm gonna talk about it, I just released Lone Wolf on SoundCloud. Featuring my boy Maestro. Of course, my alter ego Maestro. I mean, come on now. But yeah, so the reconstruction is so when you see me a totally different person, my personality will be the same, but it's gonna be something new. but it's still gonna be me at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be my true resurrection in a couple months or so. So now, off my debut studio EP, Laron's Progression, I introduce you guys to my first single off of Lone Wolf. It's
claps.
From Laron's Progression, it's Lone Wolf featuring
Been waiting on this.
Maestro.
Hey.
So I wanted Curtis King to judge this song and see how he feels about this song.
Oh, don't put the pressure on me.
Because since he's the producer,
I ain't gonna say nothing bad. You can throw my microphone. I ain't gonna say nothing, but you can throw my microphone. You can make me talking chipmunk speed the whole time. Nah, you got too much control right now. It's tight. I ain't even gotta hear it. It's tight.
Okay, so you guys
just play it.
Okay, so I'm gonna end on this note. So Laron's Progression will be released on December 15th. That's gonna be the 1-year anniversary of the only hip hop show. You know what I'm saying? So it will be a release party or something, you know what I'm saying? So you guys have a good night and stay tuned to the Only Hip Hop Show and watch a lot of the shows from the past on the onlyhiphopshow.com. This is LP signing off, the executioner and the character named Maestro. Peace.
Yeah. Yeah, have you ever been single ever since you was born? I stayed alone cause your fam left you torn in pieces, but you walked past through the nonsense. I have, and it's not easy to speak about this. I've been alone since the get-go, walking through the streets with God on my side. That lets me know to not trust anybody in your circle. If you do, then somebody in your circle will hurt you. Women these days, they play games for money, play with your emotions, thinking that it's funny, but I guess depends on the person, right? Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree, LP.
Yeah, that's not nice, but I understand these dudes that spit game to y'all, showing the true colors to you, that's their loss. But I'm the lone wolf in the situation, doing things on my own with no hesitation. I've been through this type of stuff before. I'm used to be walking alone, no chick to hold me down as I go. The pressure mode as I move on, cause I'm a lone wolf, walking in the streets as a lone wolf, always alone. Yeah. Women plays too many games like Professor Next. Wonder why the man becomes an ex. So what's next? Get a sugar daddy so he can pay your bills. Use it for sex like Netflix to chill. For real, that's what relationships are about these days. Using hashtag relationship goals like it's okay. Never been an ex, so it doesn't apply to me. Maestro has, and it got me so inspiring.
My name is Maestro, and I can give a damn about LeBron being alone. That ain't true, bro. You and I are in the same boat. I'm a lone wolf, we share the same code.
Maestro, why is you lying?
Yeah, I got chicks by now that die trying.
And I'm a lone wolf in this situation,
doing things on my own with no hesitation.
I've been through this type of stuff before. I'm used to be walking alone, no chick to hold me down as I go. The pressure mode as I move on, cause I'm a lone wolf, walking in the streets as a lone wolf, always alone. I've been through this type of stuff before. I'm used to be walking alone, no chick to hold me down as I go. The pressure mode as I move on, cause I'm a lone wolf, walking in the street.